Today, today is the 16th already. April 16, 2027. It is Sunday, April 16, live from New York City. It's Sunday morning. Sunday morning. Oh no, it crossed. I was just gonna show you. Let me show you a little bit of the view. I got. Look at this. There's some crazy Neanderthal. Like she liked to walk around the tables. She's like, I guess she used to be like a waitress or something. She could walk in past me, like just a touch of pink. Just a couple of days ago, this one used to be really pink. This beautiful bush. Now they're white. That's not good. I don't know who invented. Well, I think I know who invented white flowers. So like, I don't know. They're not my cup of tea. So right away, I'm gonna start with some of what's his name? Crisoforo. Crisoforo from Nicasia. From Nicasia, Cyprus, or whatever. Nicasia, what? Nicasia. Anyway, he's always there. I don't know. And I like his little nuggets that he put at the beginning of the show well, not every day, but I think whoever do the editing for him is doing a great job because they always put all the the screenshots and everything for whatever he's talking about. It is very didactic. Anyway, so first we're gonna go with Narco Rubio. Oh, here she comes again. She's coughing. He's crying bloody murder because Lula da Silva in Brazil, he signed a treaty with China. He went on a 4-day tour. I have heard that he supposedly got pneumonia. I don't know, but I guess that was this is so much false information, in the internet. It cannot really just take like at face value. You gotta research. No, it seemed like he was like, I don't know. It might have shortened because the first report I got, I think it was from him or somebody say that he was going to spend 4 days in China. So I think he got also courted by President Xi, because in Latin America we got tons of really great natural resources. Not, which is ironic. Europe is the garden, right? So how come they don't produce their own shit? So, China, I don't know what the climate is over there. I don't know. If you got 1 billion people over there, why can't you put them to work in a farm? If you produce your own damn food. I don't know. It's just like, I think we still have a kind of like a neoliberal mindset that, oh, I gotta get it from this country, I gotta get it from that country. And it's a hoax because, I remember when I was little, I'm 58 now, it was like countries, they were scratching themselves with their own nails, not like, oh, here and that. I think it's just, and now we see, it was a real scam. Now that's why everybody's switching to, to their own region, to nationalism, and people trying to become a little bit more self-sufficient. Which, by the way, that's the only formula, for self-determination. I don't care what they tell you. This is that. If you are not self-sufficient, you're gonna depend on your neighbors. You're gonna depend on whoever. You gotta keep the best relations, because if they decide not to export no more, whatever their crap it is, then the whole country is gonna be in trouble. So, I mean, like, come on. I mean, like, I mean, if talking about big countries, this is why, I mean, Brazil should be the number one superpower, because they still got a lot of slaves over there. Argentina the same way, in Chile, Uruguay. These are Nazi, you know, um, bastions. These are extreme right. Operation Paperclip. I forget what's the one for Latin America. It had another name. I can never remember. They always talk about Operation Paperclip, where the United States government gave all the Nazis, U.S. citizenship, and placed them in very, very strategic jobs. So a lot of times, and some of them they went to work for at Disney. They went to work at Hollywood. They went to work, because that's what they do. They weaponize everything and anything. So it should have been the big scandal when that information got declassified. But people are like, "Oh well, unbelievable, unbelievable." It's just like that's the cognitive dissonance, that because of all the propaganda, all the sitcoms, all the, these characters, like Mr. Rogers, whatever. I don't know. I don't watch television like in 12 years. So, but I can see the effect that it got, because people, I don't, even when we got so much evidence, I mean, like, I try to refer people to Rumble, because I say, yeah, you can put like Satanism, and you get to, documentaries that with a lot of receipts, of what, we're doing here in the United States every day, how the people who accuse my ancestors of being cannibals, doing human sacrifices, all bunch of lies and deception, like it's just but that's the official narrative. How dare you, whatever the whites, it's like like in southern Mexico, they just found another monolithic sculpture, and they decided to name it after supposedly one cracker who discovered that. I mean, they're always the first ones in every archaeological sites. They're always curating what we can see and what we cannot see, blah blah blah. And we are supposed to keep quiet and just say, yes master, whatever, and no, no. I mean, it's a very, very slowly process, but I have faith that somehow, I mean, like Pluto is wreaking havoc. My very own mother, she was just diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. The doctor cannot even explain why she's not in pain, why she's not like, and it's crazy. I'm like, the mind is going like, oh wow, that's it. Everybody's dying from that generation, and after that generation, then then I go. No. I mean, like, we had, like we say, there's a lot of water under that bridge, and me and my mother and myself, but no matter what. I mean, like somebody dying. I mean, like, and I don't know what my siblings are doing. She still don't know. Supposedly, she don't. They haven't told her. It's been almost 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks. They're like, oh, we're gonna wait for the test. We're gonna wait for the test to confirm. Oh, we're gonna wait now. And yesterday she had some procedures because they want to know where the primary cancer is. And now they told her, they're gonna have to do another procedure for the colostomy bag. I mean, she's really bad with anesthesia. She like her whole blood pressure go dropping really bad. So, but they've been doing so well. I'm talking about a small city in Mexico. I was like surprised. The arthroscopic surgery, everything. And because my sister told them, like watch out because she's gonna be gone. So they gave her like 1/10 of what I normally they would give, and my mom took 5 hours to wake up. She still took 5 hours to wake up. She was supposed to wake up in 45 minutes or half an hour because they didn't really put much on her. But I mean, now these procedures is only like they give her like they say take a long time. My mom, she was telling my sister, they were talking to her. They gave her the pill or something. I don't know. And it's just so sad, to say goodbye, just to say goodbye. We haven't spoken in 20 years, but it's just it's just sad. I thought she was gonna be with us until her 90s, giving us a hard time. Oh my God, it's like, who's gonna change her diaper? I really thought that because she always watched herself and stuff, but ever since my father died, I mean, they dropped the ball, I'm angry at them, come on. Her mother died of the same shit at her age. So everybody's so self-absorbed and so like whatever. It's like nobody dare. I mean, no, I don't know. Why did they ask her? You gotta check. We all high risk. I just told my sister, you better get yours. And she's 42 or something. I don't know. It was like, no. And then, like, the more I read, they keep saying that they're doing it dirty. Because they're seeing colon cancer in 20-somethings, 30-somethings. I'm like, yeah, that shit, it sounds about white. They're so evil and perverse. And, they still got the nerve to leave comments in the channel. They're calling me race baiter, race, they say I'm from the Upper West Side. And like, whatever. Psychopaths. It's like you would think like, come on, like I'm exposing like, straight up shit. And just because, all I say is like, oh, I don't believe that this is an isolated incident. All this shit is the norm. This shit is the norm, because, psychopathic tendencies are psychopathic tendencies, and they have the mutation SARA. You can look it up. You got it. you got it. And that's behavioral, that mutation, and the fact that you guys don't have a healthy functioning pineal gland, that automatically qualify you for psychopathy. I didn't say, you guys call it the third eye. It's not the third eye. It's the first eye. And that's how we guide ourselves every day, every moment. We don't wake up, and look at Wall Street and your portfolio and all that shit. I know you very well. I know you. I dated some Neanderthals. Come on, it's like it's just a totally different mindset, and it's killing us all, even whites, right? East Palestine. Shout out to East Palestine in Ohio. Have Biden come to see you and bring you relief? Hmm? You don't even have water to take a shower. White privilege denied. White privilege denied. We're in the last stages. We're on the last stages. This is like cancer. This is a metastasize. A high level of corruption in government is like, come on. There's $32 trillion missing, and all you think about is just writing insults to some fucking transsexual nobody like myself, 'cause I'm a nobody. Come on. How pathetic that shit is. I mean, like, I don't mind, like whatever, because it's confirmation. It's just confirmation. Yeah, keep writing, whatever, whatever you want to write. I mean, like, you're just exhibiting yourself. It's like you are Alistair Crowley. You know, just like you don't probably have. I don't know. I don't even know because, the who traveled the most all over the world. I mean, it's like, man, it would be interesting to see their passports. Every white's passport. Show me your passport. Let me see how many times you go. Like, I'm sure. I mean, they think that what's his name, Cappy. He just wanted to die. That's why he was, ousting everybody. You know, and that was an Arab. That was an Arab, a Semite. Semi. It's like semi-white. It's a Semite. That's what it is. It don't come from like the Bible, whatever. The whole world Semite. That should mean mulatto. Mulatto. That's why they don't. Oh no, we are not Africa. We are the Arabic Peninsula. Yeah, this is not Africa. That's they made up that despicable sub-Saharan-ism bullshit. Just to prey on Mother Africa. That's what they all do, and the Chinese are in it too against Africa. They are racist as fuck. Every day I have an account on Twitter just for reading African peoples, and it is always they are complaining about the Indians too from India. I mean, like, wow, look up the Phoenix massacre. This was a bunch of smelly Indians, killing a bunch of Africans, and they got a slap in the wrist because Ramaphosa, he got money to hush, hush, hush. Wherever whites go, there's corruption. Our president told us corruption came from Europe. Just right when Cristobal Colon came, he was already like, they was fighting for the booty. And the natives, we are the booty. We are the booty. Or natural resources is the booty. That's all it is. There was never any, what's it called, like liberation, revolution for liberation. No. This is the Creoles, versus the peninsular, whites versus the Creoles, the ones that they was born over here. Neither one of them, then they wanted to share nothing. And they wanted to have full white privilege. There's a book that talk about all that. I haven't even finished. I only read it like in the summer times when I go to the beach. The Black Jacobins. The Black Jacobins. It's like it tells you some snapshots of Ayiti, the flower of the highlands. The Neanderthals, they call it Haiti. because they hate it because they beat their ass. The most powerful empire, you know, the damn French, you know, it's like, it's still, you know, Sarkozy actually, he became best friends with Lula in the 90s. It was in the 90s? Yeah, when they did the MINUSTA. And Lula da Silva was in charge of all the troops. You know, ransacking IT. They're corrupt as fuck, you know, and they will corrupt everybody. Even your own mother, like, she will like, okay, you know, this is nothing, this is just business, this is just capital, you know. I remember having all these conversations. It's like, you don't understand, you know, without the capital, you know, they have to have it, you know, they're risking their whatever. Yeah, any excuse. But anyway, so I say I was gonna start with Narco Rubio, and from the South Miami Mafia, Southern Miami. You know, just like the level of you know, just talking down to Latino America as if like we're a colony, but that's because of the Monroe Doctrine. And people, they say, oh, come on, that's from 1820. Yeah, it don't matter. You know, the whites over here in the United States, they still think that we belong to them. Manifest destiny. I mean, New York is called the Empire State. And then when you call them an empire, what is it? What is it when you force everybody to buy dollars? And speak of the devil.
In our hemisphere, largest country in the Western Hemisphere, south of us.
What happened? Oh my God! I pushed something.
In the Western Hemisphere today, Brazil, in our hemisphere, largest country in the Western Hemisphere, south of us, cut a trade deal with China. They're going to, from now on, do trade in their own currencies, get right around the dollar. They're creating a secondary economy in the world, totally independent of the United States. We won't have to talk about sanctions in 5 years.
I want to see what they're going to write in the comment section. They're going to say, no, God gave us the right, you know, like Aleister Crowley. Actually, oh my God, I found the video. I don't know where it's at now. This is why I wanted to do a video when, oh yes, I think I know where it's at. I think it's like they have, you know, like audiobooks. You know, there's a channel, it's called like All Florida or something. They all have pretty much like 90% of the white channels, which, I mean, I think every channel is a white channel because, you know, it is curated. I mean, like my channels, they've been gone. They've been gone. They just steal everything, and, you know, sometimes you don't even need the third strike. They just take it all, you know, because I'm white and I said so. So, you know, I was like, wow, who don't have a video, you know, honoring Aleister Crowley? You know, self-confessed, you know, cannibal. You say in 1 year he ate 150. His own, you know. It's like, you know, like, so like the girl, they name her Poupée, and it's like, what is Poupée? That shit don't sound good. He say, oh, that shit mean doll, D-O-L-L. Like I say, you know, his firstborn with Rose supposedly died from some disease in China. Supposedly. He left her there. He just abandoned her there in China. Supposedly, I don't know. So, you know, and interesting, you know, like, you know, not interesting. You know, lack of a segue word, I guess. He got kicked out. Aleister Crowley got kicked out from Italy in the 1920s, 1920, by Mussolini, because they created international scandal because people leaked that they have a diet. They have a crazy diet of human flesh. Not only human flesh, but it had to be baby flesh. Sick motherfuckers. So, keep writing. Keep writing. I will be embarrassed. I will be ashamed. You're going to say, yeah, hey, well, we raped your great-grandmother too. Yeah, and, there's races that have been colonized like 100 times, and they're still there. Oh, but when it comes to Latin America, it's like, oh, everything is lost, everything is gone. Yeah, no, you got to speak Spanish. No, yeah, whatever. Everything is gone. Bullshit. We're finding out the truth. We're remembering who we are. That's the thing, like the Bible. Like they like talk about the Bible. Talk about the son that went, wandering, and then he got to the point that he was panhandling until somebody recognized him. Somebody told, ain't you the son of the king? Blah, blah, blah. And so he started remembering. And he started, thinking and going back. And, that's exactly what's happening to us. To the whole world. You suppress information, that's cancel. That is cancel. Neanderthal culture is cancel culture. And the Chinese called you the name thieves. The name thieves. Because that's what they do. They just like identity theft, right? Anyway.
Because there'll be so many countries transacting in currency. Today, Brazil, in our hemisphere, largest country in the Western Hemisphere south of us, cut a trade deal with China. They're going to, from now on, do trade in their own currencies, get right around the dollar. They're creating a secondary economy in the world, totally independent of the United States. We won't have to talk about sanctions in 5 years because there'll be so many countries transacting in currencies other than the dollar that we won't have the ability to sanction them.
This is my first video update from Belgrade, Serbia.
I know he's in Belgrade. That one was in Belgrade. Unbelievable. All the billions of Chinese people have died in the opium wars. I don't know, I hate this language. I swear to God. WAR. Unbelievable. Of course, and they send a brown face to do the dirty job. Always. That'll be interesting to know who's Narco Rubio's parents. Oh my God. Are you serious? I hate these things. I lost my cue. I hate this shit. I see people, they make videos and it looks so flawless.
Switch stop cutting. Turn the move.
Look at this. I turn off the volume and the volume come right back up. I'm not interested in whatever you're selling. Here, this is another one from Ted Cruz.
To leftists, which is what has happened in Brazil, is what's trying to drive nations. To leftists, which is what has happened in Brazil, is what's happened in Colombia, trying to drive nations. To leftists, which is what has happened in trying to drive nations. To leftists, which is what has happened in trying to drive nations. To leftists, which is what has happened in Brazil.
No, man. Okay, so leftism is a crime. Socialism is a crime. Communism is a crime. You know, we don't need to import nothing because in the Anahuac we have it all. This land is called Anahuac, so we don't need to. We have a system that it's way better than communism and stuff. But yeah, definitely, individualism came from Europe. There was no like me. It was always like first Mother Earth, because we understood if Mother Earth was taken care of, we always going to be taken care of. So not having, like colonialism 101. Colonization 101, right? What's the first thing they do when they went everywhere? Deforestation. So it's like right there, the whole I say all those ecosystems got affected. And this guy Ted Cruz, he don't even know how to speak. He say driving them to leftists. What he said? Anyway, but he's a senator.
What's happened in Colombia, Joe Biden's trying to drive nations to leftists, which is what has happened in Brazil, is what's happened in Colombia. Joe Biden has been great for enemies of America, and then you put China in particular. China is waging a 1,000-year war against the United States. They want economic dominance, they want military dominance, they want global dominance.
And who told them that? Who told them that? The Chinese, they knew, what's it called, like TNT? They knew, they had it. They had it for hundreds of thousands of years. They used it for fireworks. I'm not defending them. Like I said, they're very, very racist. I mean, there's like millions of videos on the internet, they see an African person and they go like this, in the train, everywhere, like, we've seen how they evict African people, and I'm not a fan of China either, but we have corrupted, half of the planet. So can you spare me with your bullshit? Which one is this? Yeah, like 3 commercials back to back. Oh, this one don't have.
In Ukraine, we're not making this up. Here's the tape from 2014.
Oh yeah, this one I have to slow it down because he fast forwarded. I mean, I do too sometimes, but I think we gotta listen
Guy who's got the
to this
economic-
one.
And she was caught on tape orchestrating a coup in Ukraine. And she was caught on tape orchestrating a coup in Ukraine. We're not making this up. Here's the tape from 2000. And she was caught on tape orchestrating a coup in Ukraine. We're not making this up. Here's the tape from 2014.
That's just the guy who's got the economic experience, the governing experience. He's the guy, what he needs is Cleach and Tony Book on the outside. He needs to be talking to them 4 times a week. I just think Cleach going in, he's going to be at that level working for Yatsenyuk. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. Okay.
So that's the lady who lectures us about democracy, subverting democracy in a foreign country, getting caught, and then getting an even better job, and then pushing another pointless war in our country, this one against Russia. She's one of the architects of this war. Nuland is driving this nation into a conflict against both Russia and China. We can't win that war. We will lose that war. It will destroy our country. But Victoria Nuland has never been punished for any of this. Once again, she's been promoted. The destruction that she has wrought is really almost beyond fiction. Here she is bragging about blowing up critical infrastructure in Europe. Watch.
Senator Cruz, like you, I am, and I think the administration is very gratified to know that Nord Stream 2 is now, as you like to say, a hunk of metal at the bottom of the sea.
This is my first video update from Belgrade, Serbia.
They never say the date. Oh my god, why don't they say the date? You know, it's like, yeah, Victoria Nuland. I guess to paraphrase her, whatever. This is a classic Neanderthal technique. You know, because she said that against the Federation. You know, everything that they do, they've been doing for centuries. They accuse others. And that shit is getting tired. People are starting to catch up. People start to, you know, like, can we stop the bullshit? You know. Oh my god, I had a lot of these things already. For tomorrow, I guess. Because I already put some because I've been piling them up. Yeah, that's one psycho bitch, you know, from hell, and she's walking around with her head up high as if she actually have any moral, you know, fiber or something. I don't know. Okay, which one is next? Let's see. If, not all of
Find
them.
what you were looking for on Bumble.
Not all of them are have the like the nuggets. This one don't have a nugget. Which one is this? No. Soundbite. This one got a soundbite. Oh, it's a good one. You know, they cornered this UN honcho. Let's say, you know, like, okay, so we are in Syria. What's the difference between, you know, what the Federation, a special you know, operation from the Federation is not a mutation, and I can do hip hop Asian anyway. I'm stupid like that. Very
Syria is
like that.
Do you think the presence of the U.S. military in Syria is illegal or not?
That's not an issue that we're dealing with at this stage. There's been a war.
But is that because it sounds very familiar. Do you think the presence of the U.S. military in Syria is illegal or not?
That's not an issue that we're dealing with at this stage. There's been a war.
But is that because it sounds very familiar. This week we talk a lot about the UN Charter, the international law, and relative resolutions. But it sounds to me a foreign military-based presence in another country without invitation sounds like something else to me. You know.
I'll leave your analysis to you. There's at this stage.
What's the difference between Syria, the situation in Syria, and the situation?
I leave the announcements to you, like, you know, what a psychopath. You know, I leave, like, you know, I mean, the guy's being cornered. I mean, like, you know, it's just like, you know, as a white privilege, or what is it? You know, like, I don't know, because they don't accept them. That is a big part of the problem, because unlike Italy and Ireland, they got their white card. Was that like 60 years ago? And they have not. And you know, I mean, because they know they are Mongols. They're Tartars. They're Mongols. They're, you know, they're pale as fuck. You know, some of them. You know, and you know, some of them are like, you know. Anyway, I was gonna say something, better not.
In Ukraine,
there's no U.S. armed forces.
Foreign military-based presence in another country without invitation sounds like something else to me, you know.
I'll leave your analysis to you. There's at this stage.
What's the difference
at this
between
stage,
Syria,
there's no,
the situation in Syria and the situation in Ukraine?
There's no U.S. armed forces inside of Syria, and so I don't have a. It's not a parallel situation.
You're
to some of
sure
the
there's no U.S. military personnel?
I believe there's military activity.
Yeah.
But in terms of ground presence in Syria, I'm not aware of that.
Okay, 5 U.S. service members were injured in that attack. If there were no U.S. service members in Syria, how could they got injured? That's weird, right? Should I ask you about that?
This is my first video update from Athens.
It was that immaculate alienation or something like that. Because they always sell those things. I was thinking the other day about, the Holy Trinity. I remember when, they used to send me to catechism. There's 3, but it's only one. It's only one. But there are 3. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, it's just like, no. They're very separate. The Father, the Holy Ghost, and the Son. But they're one. Are you serious? You think I'm stupid or what? Let's see another one. I don't know if this one got...
Not everybody is as dependable.
Not everybody, I'm repeating everything. Not all of them got sound bites. Let's see, what is this one?
In Delaware, sometimes refer to a big part of the reason my Greek American constituents in Delaware sometimes refer to me as the man sitting behind you, Father, who helped me my very first campaign directly behind you. Was the nickname I got early on, and I won by 3,200 votes. And for the Senate seat when I was 29 years old, is because I started calling me Joe Bidenopoulos. Because you think I'm kidding? I'm not.
So how come he can remember some certain things? I keep saying this. He's faking it. Nobody's that stupid. At the beginning, it was even kind of like a little bit clever, now. But just like now, random. It don't even make sense. Like Fallujah, whatever. He mentioned whatever. That the more retarded he sound, or it's gonna get headlines and it's gonna create like smoke screen, and people are not really gonna be talking about what's really happening right now. Like I say, where is the $32 trillion? There's nothing else to talk about. Bitch better got my money. Where is those $32 trillion? Don't tell me nothing. They haven't done nothing in 130 years. It is the same. You can come to New York City, you see the train stations, the subway stations are the same ones 130 years ago. Nothing. It's like we've been wiped out. But he remembered all that, like how many votes he got and everything.
Joking, am I? A big part of the reason my Greek American constituents in Delaware sometimes refer to me as the man sitting behind you, Father, who helped me my very first campaign directly behind you. Was the nickname I got early on, and I won by 3,200 votes, and for the Senate seat when I was 29 years old. Is because I started calling me Joe Bidenopoulos. Because you think I'm kidding? I'm not joking, am I? I'm not joking because of the overwhelming support from the Greek American community.
This is my first.
Yawn. It's like, okay, so I'm Mexican, and if we count, because we did not cross the border crossed us. We've been Palestine way before Palestine, but the Arabs are like rallying everybody. Oh, poor Palestine. No, whites took more than 60% of our land, and they're making excuses that it was empty, that it was nothing. Like psychopath. I mean, and all is forgotten. All is forgotten. Oh, that never happened. That never happened. Let me turn down the volume first. Let's get the next one. Gotta wait.
Clean energy future.
Oh my god. Look at it keep the volume keep going up. You see how thirsty they are? They are bombarding you, spam, spam, spam. Ever since Elon Musk took Twitter, it's like shameless, so desperate, that mother freaker. Oh my god, which one was it? I clicked something. Oh, this was it.
Legal pathways for migration to seek safety and humanitarian legal pathways for migration to seek safety and humanitarian on a humanitarian basis.
I wonder what the people in East Palestine think about that. They don't even have water to take a shower. You know, there's all these people with like, you know, skin conditions. Ew, like, was that like 50,000 animals have died? And what is it that, you know, the mouthpiece, you know, the black face said, she said, oh, because they voted for Trump. That's why they are not getting, you know, I'm not making this shit up, you know, like for real. I mean, like, you know, another case of white privilege denied. And, you know, it is crazy because I can tell you probably without even researching or anything, you know, in probably East Palestine, probably the most racist, supremacist, and whatnot. And for what? And for what? Just like Europe. Europe have been responsible for the extermination of billions, if not trillions, of human beings. You know, just in the last 200 years. Or, you know, like, well, maybe not. I guess 400 years. You know. I mean, like, you gotta look at the whole thing, you know, because there's some articles that then they come out. Like there was an article like a couple years ago, I think it was National Geographic, where they say Copan, one of the Mayan cities in Guatemala. Now they're saying, because they have the drones and all that shit, that they estimate that city alone had something between 8 to 10 million citizens. I mean, in Europe, I mean, the largest city, I think it was like, I forgot how much it was. You know, I mean, Tenochtitlan, you know, which is one of the first cities that, you know, I mean, it was nasty, you know, I mean, poisoning the water, all the shit that we never even seen. And because, I mean, we never seen nobody, and no psychopaths. There was no psychopaths, you know. You know, that they say how many inhabitants, I forgot. Anyway, but yeah, they downplay everything.
While discouraging unlawful migration that feeds exploitation and human trafficking. So today, I applaud China for stepping up. Excuse me, I applaud Canada. You can tell what I'm thinking about China. I won't get into
This is my first.
I applaud China for stepping up. Excuse me, I applaud Canada while discouraging unlawful migration that feeds exploitation and human trafficking. So today, I applaud China for stepping up. Excuse me, I applaud Canada. You can tell what I'm thinking about China. I won't get into
This is my first video update from.
Yeah, there's actually a video, I haven't watched it, from Justin Trudeau. You know, like, I just saw a little bit. I haven't really watched it because it's a lot. it is a lot, you know. Your whole heart, your spirit, just watching those things is like, you go like, oh come on, this shit gotta be fake. This shit gotta be fake or something, you know. I mean, but you know, the first thing they say, not all whites, not all whites. You cannot generalize. You cannot generalize, as if that is actually possible. You tell me if it's possible for the tip of the iceberg to exist without the whole iceberg. Yeah, we see the tip of the iceberg, right? But we see at the bottom, they have, you know, all these crackers, you know, and even, you know, later on, I mean at the top. Well, no, at the top is just the 1%, I guess, you know. No, at the bottom, yeah, you have all these crackers, you know, like they refuse to divest the banks that, for instance, that are financing the prison industrial complex. Just to mention something, you know, which, by the way, some of them, you know, they are slavery. They're making like 5 cents an hour or something like that. It's just crazy. It's just crazy because it's private. It's I mean, a lot of the prison industrial complex is privatized. You know, and like the people who don't care about you know, migrants and stuff, you know, I mean, make it more like Trump. He made a lot of he didn't make money, but he allowed privates to build you know, detention centers, which, I mean, they turn into prisons. You know, that's the same thing, you know. One thing with the other. Okay, so are we almost finished?
Tuesday afternoon here in Belgrade. This is my first video update from Belgrade, Serbia.
You don't have a soundbite.
Let's talk about. This is my first video update from Nicosia, Cyprus on this. This is my first video update from Nicosia, Cyprus on this.
Oh, I don't know. There's just no sound. It's the Saudis and China.
This is my first
I don't know
video
who's the other
update
one.
from
Anyway.
Nicosia, Cyprus on.
I forgot which one.
This is my first video update from Nicosia, Cyprus on
this one is fun.
Sunday.
This one is fun.
3-day visit, and
the president of France, Macron, goes to China. The president of France, Macron, goes to China, spends about 6 hours meeting with Xi Jinping, and then on the flight back, he talks to a bunch of reporters. And here's what he told the.
I don't know if you talk a bunch of reporters. I don't know. I mean, I just didn't see. You know, I think that. I don't know. I guess I'll look it up to see if he really talked to a bunch of reporters. But it's so creepy. It sounds like Santa Claus, right? He sees you when you're sleeping, and like, you know, he wanted to say like, oh, we know what they talk about. We know everything. We have, you know, the great, you know, counter intelligence.
Reporters. He told the president of France, Macron, goes to China, spends about 6 hours meeting with Xi Jinping,
like a disease.
and then on the flight back,
Macron.
he talks to a bunch of reporters. And here's what he told the reporters. He told the reporters, number one, that it's time for Europe to break away from the United States, not to depend on the dollar, not to depend so much on us, to become their own third superpower. The second thing he says, which I found really interesting, was that Europe needs to make sure that they don't get involved in conflicts that are not 6 hours meeting with Xi Jinping. And then on the flight back, he talks to a bunch of reporters. And here's what he told the reporters. He told the reporters, number one, that it's time for Europe to break away from the United States, not to depend on the dollar, not to depend so much on us, to become their own third superpower. The second thing he says, which I found really interesting, was that Europe needs to make sure that they don't get involved in conflicts that are not their conflicts. Specifically, that Europe should not be picking sides on Taiwan between the United States and China. And so I think this is a good moment for us to ask Europe, does Macron speak for all of Europe? Is Macron now the head of Europe? Is he now the most powerful leader in Europe? Because if he is, then there's some things we're going to need to change. Number one, Europe, including France specifically, has depended heavily on the United States for 70 years for their own defense. In fact, when Macron tried to play global superpower and send troops to North Africa to fight terrorists, he couldn't even get his own troops there. We had to fly them there, and we had to fly them back. He couldn't even get his own troops there. So if they're going to break off on their own and follow Macron's lead, that's going to save us a lot of money. As far as not getting involved in other conflicts that are not ours, we need to ask Europe, does he speak for them? Because we're pretty heavily involved in Ukraine right now. We're spending a lot of our taxpayer money on a European war. And I've supported that because I think it's in the national interest of the United States to be allies to our allies. But if our allies' position, if in fact Macron speaks for all of Europe and their position now is they're not going to pick sides between the US and China over Taiwan, then maybe we shouldn't be picking sides either. Maybe we should basically say we're going to focus on Taiwan and the threats that China poses, and you guys handle Ukraine and Europe. So we need to find out, does Macron speak for Macron or does Macron speak for Europe?
This is my first video update from Nicosia, Cyprus on this Monday morning. Let's talk about
You don't say one Monday morning. Anyway, this one I'm gonna play the commentary because it's just really funny, how that old geezer, Ursula, they sent her to chaperone. She got dismissed right away. And I said, I posted on Twitter, like, that bitch got nobody. The bitch is ugly as fuck. And on top of that, she showed up empty-handed. Just the audacity of these feminists. It's like, yeah, bitch look like a dude, but she's still a bitch. I've been thinking about, all these queens in England. The first one, the first Elizabeth, the second one, Victoria. And how they pumped them up and say that it was great. Yeah, very great for them because these bitches, it was just so malleable. Everybody love women. Everybody want to hire women because, they know it's a sector of the population easily, persuaded easily, it's at least a $1 trillion industry. Makeup, shoes, whatever, bullshit, and and they know, by the way, I recommend you to watch this documentary. I'm gonna put it up on Rumble. Oh my God, thank God. And I found the 3-hour thing, sometimes it's good because they also have it in 4-hour segments. Hour. Edward Bernays. Edward Bernays is a BBC documentary, which is like, it's like I say, it's not an expose, it's a communique. It's like they're telling you this is what we're doing, and it's just they said it, these journalists, these narrators, how they use words that they don't arise any, you're taking it right there, 4 hours and like, oh, this is what we do to you. We use this because we know, basically they're telling the documentary how Edward Bernays, the nephew of Sigmund Freud, was just like, oh no, we gotta go to their emotional, thing. And there was like, they had a lot of studies, with women that they didn't even know, but they was eavesdropping when they was talking, and just like, oh wow, wow. It's just like this is why we are like emotional shoppers. It's horrible. It is horrible. I mean, like, I watched this documentary like 4 times. It's like, oh my god. I mean, this is, and that's what Madison Avenue is about. This is warfare. This is propaganda warfare that never left. That's what they first tell you in the documentary. This was coming out, and this was agreed on, kind of like the Patriot Act, right? Because of the war. They're like, oh, we're gonna be like doing all this mixing everything, psychology with marketing, with everything. Horrific. Oh my god, I hope it's still queued up. Hold on. Macron, China.
3-day visit, and the U.S. is stirring up trouble in China. You had the Speaker of the House, McCarthy, meeting with the leader of Taiwan in the United States. And at the same time, you had the chairman of the House Committee of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Michael McCaul. I believe he represents Texas. He was in Taiwan on a 3-day visit, and he told Fox News that if China does anything to Taiwan, well, the United States will send troops to Taiwan. In other words, the U.S. is up for war with Taiwan. Now, McCaul did say in his interview that he would seek the approval of the American people, and the U.S. military would only engage in Taiwan if China were to make a move against Taiwan. But McCaul, he said it. He said it, that the U.S. is ready for military action against China. It's out there now. It is out there.
I have to rewind it.
And so what was the Chinese response? By the way, McCaul is a neocon super war hawk. He's calling for no-fly zones in Ukraine, or for the U.S. to send troops and NATO forces to Ukraine as well. So this guy is a super duper affiliation. As her ID was...
Okay, yeah, I was too fast forward.
France is burning, right? He doesn't care about what's going on in France. France to Macron as well, because for Macron, who knows? Maybe the U.S. dollar is going to start to fall away, and maybe the Chinese are going to be the next great power. And so Macron, if he wants to be emperor of Europe, he's going to need China. But he also has to fall in line with his current rulers, the U.S., the globalists, the Klaus Schwabs. So he has to play both sides, because Macron is angling to become emperor of Europe. The Political article even talks about Macron's desire to lead a new Europe. Macron doesn't care about France. He was in Beijing while France is burning, right? He doesn't care about what's going on in France.
He's still having
France to
back.
Macron is just another step to his ultimate goal, which is to be the emperor of Europe. That is what Macron has in his mind, right? So the Chinese understand this. They understand Macron's a narcissist. They understand he wants all this power. They understand that he's not a true believer to the globalist cause. Macron is looking after.
Excuse me, but Macron is a bitch from the Rothschilds. That was his day job. He'd been working for the Rothschilds. He's a banker, ain't he? Or economist, I don't know what it is. But ever since he was running, people was pointing out his connection with the Rothschilds. Rothschild, never meant to be. Rothschild.
Macron. And so they got Macron to see things China's way, just for a little bit. Maybe for 3 months, maybe for 6 months, maybe for a year. Macron is not going to get pressure from the Biden White House. He's going to go back to France. He's going to get pressure from the Biden White House. Who knows? Maybe even the deep state is going to start to fund some of these protests. Who knows what could happen? Maybe they're going to start to fuel the fire of these protests in France to send Macron a message. And so Macron maybe will say some things which are to the liking of the Biden White House. But the Chinese got what they wanted. They got Macron to waver and to doubt a little bit on the escalation sanctions war plan with China. So well played, China. Very well played. The collective weapon.
Yeah, I think I rewind. I fast forward to. I rewind. I don't know. It was not queued up the way I had it anyway. I mean, basically, he got wine and dine in '69 in China. And, well, you're going to hear it right now. I'm not going to get a...
Is freaking out over Macron's trip to Beijing, specifically his last 2 days in Beijing, separated from Ursula von der Crazy. And this leads me to a clown world. And this may be one of my best clown worlds ever. Because the Chinese, as they were wining and dining and charming Macron, they sent Ursula packing out of China, and they sent her out of China in a way that all of us depart from China via the airport,
all of us
on the passenger line, going through
never
passport
anywhere,
control,
anywhere. I've been in New York City,
whatever she had to go through.
Since
like
1992.
all of us travel, that is how Ursula von der Crazy left China. Check out this tweet. After Ursula lectured China, China throws Ursula into a common passenger line at the airport while leaving China, not through a VIP exit. The German press noted that the president of the EC, Ursula von der Leyen, faced a real diplomatic humiliation as her ID was checked. You know she's going to go back to Brussels, and she is going to be EC, Ursula von der Leyen.
I'm going to show you the screenshot because it's cloudy. I forgot it's cloudy. You can see that picture over there, which look like orange is the new black. Why you send something like that to probably the most important meeting? I mean, they think, they actually kind of like believe their own hype. Like when they used to say in the Weimar Republic that women gotta be ugly and fat, and you can be whatever you are. But then look at this, a huge failure. There's a reason why there's so many writings throughout history, of these women that, they got something or whatever, I mean, you gotta, I mean, especially if you see that, not that I care much about them lives, but, you see that, whatever, millions of white lives are a danger. As soon as you come out kind of like, with some really like busty cheeks, and this is for you, President Xi. Something. I mean, not him, perhaps, but, the one that's going to get you access. You come and, give him a gift card with, $10 million or something. How do you think you're going to do diplomacy with an ugly bitch like that? It's like a broomstick with a short blonde wig, and it's just ridiculous. I thought I think that whatever, I don't even know how to say that word, epitomizes, the delusions of the whites that they say, we can, some shit never gonna change, especially, come on, if I was in charge, come on, you think I'm like, being Mexican, you think we're gonna be like, I'll tell girls, I'm sorry, there's millions of lives at stake, whatever, we want to do something for your country. You want to you're gonna go to China, you're gonna be smelling delicious, you're gonna be looking scrumptious, you know, with your tits up to here. You're gonna arrive and just, you know, you gotta be. Well, we are very demure anyway. Most of Mexican. I mean, I know in the video I think I kind of like let myself go too much, you know. But I'm like, no, we are like, yeah. There was, you know, there was Mongol invasion. I mean, I don't even like to say invasion because I don't think it was violent anyway. You know, the Anáhuac always welcome everybody. It was only those Neanderthals that, you know, came, you know, like, oh, we're your friends. The same way they did in Africa, the same way they've done everywhere. And then they turn on you. You know, I was reading on African Twitter. They was posting some letters from the king of Zimbabwe. Correspondence with the king of I forgot what was the other country, and it was warning him. He's saying these crackers are selling our people for slavery, and it's like, you know, I'm telling them about this is human trafficking. They come, like, you know, they're taking our people. And the king of, I think it was Zimbabwe, he said he he asked the British, he like, oh, they tell me you guys are like this, like that, and the British said, oh no, we are your friends. We just wanna be here, you know, like with you. You're so great, whatever, you know. And they say like within 6 years they have killed him, and they have expelled all his family. I mean, like, it's horrific. And what you gonna do? Well, I don't want to hear like, not all whites. When they all have the same modus operandi, they all act the same psychopathic way. You know, that they come over here, you know, like, hey, you know, we're just here, and we're buying. We're like, oh my God, and like, so a lot of times people love the crackers because when they go to other countries, they leave very good tip. Oh, come back. You see how retarded we put our needs first, you know. I was a waitress for many years, and like, you know, and I'm like, oh, you know, like, I don't care. They tell you, oh, you just waited on a serial killer. I don't care. He left me a Benjamin, right? It's like horrible. That is the gospel. That's the white gospel, you know.
Faced a real diplomatic humiliation as her ID was leaving China, not through a VIP exit. The German press noted that the president of the EC, Ursula von der Leyen, faced a real diplomatic humiliation as her ID was checked. You know she's going to go back to Brussels, and she is going to be fuming. She's going to want to start World War III with China like today. She is going to be fuming. I mean, this is the greatest humiliation for the European Union. It's the Chinese saying, you know what?
She got
not
no
a head of
power.
state. You weren't elected into office. You don't lead a sovereign nation.
Yeah, these gays
get in
too,
the passenger
you know,
line
like
of passport control
problem.
And leave the country like everyone else leaves the country. I mean, this is a massive humiliation for Ursula. Boy, the Chinese are, wow. I don't have words.
How are you gonna humiliate a psychopath?
Wow.
You tell me.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's a good laugh.
And as she's going through passport control at the airport, Macron is walking around the south of China with Xi Jinping, and they're talking about Macron's future in the multipolar world. All right, so while all of this is happening, while these meetings are...
And, I mean, I don't know if it's true. I heard that she is Hitler's niece. And all Hitler's family is well positioned throughout Europe and the United States. They're all well positioned, all Hitler's family. You know, there's some lectures, if you look at, you know, there's like, they're all celebrities. They're all celebrities. They're, you know, one time, you know, they had here in New York City, one of his nephews or his children, I don't know, giving a lecture that he was a good one, and he, like, you know, I mean, like, why? I mean, just to play it on the safe side. Don't give him, you know, high-profile jobs. Oh, come on, well, your uncle was Hitler, or, you know, whatever. Sorry, we cannot hire you. There's one more video I think I'm missing. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, this is the last one, I think.
The Netherlands, because when he goes back to France, he is going to be.
I do admire.
He got hackled.
Nexus Institute, what you do and how much you delivered such strong messages, not just for Europe, but for. I do admire. Nexus Institute, what you do and how much you delivered such strong messages, not just for Europe, but for humanity and our common values. Hello.
I think we lost something. Where is French democracy?
But
listen, that's the psychopathic. This is what they teach them in the universities. Always, you know, damage control. Even, I mean, first thing and foremost, what they teach them is like save face. Make it look like it was, you know, it's okay. You know, you was expecting some dissent, and blah blah blah. You welcome them. You know, invite them to sit with you. Give them a kiss. And whatever, wink at them, tell them that, you know, hey, if you keep quiet, I'm gonna give you at least $10,000. Because that's a lot of times that's what they do. That's how journalism work. You see journalists like, oh my God, oh yeah. And then they get really quiet because all they was trying to get is that their attention. Listen, you know, I can just stop this if you give me a salary. You put me on your payroll. And they do.
For humanity and our common values. Hello.
I think we lost something. Where is French democracy? Where did we lose it?
I can answer this question if you give me some time.
No problem. No problem.
Probably, sir. You have millions of people in the streets. Conventions of climate has been put aside. What can you say when you talk about Europe?
Do you allow me to answer?
Instant celebrity. I heckle Macron.
This is my first video update from Nicosia, Cyprus on this Wednesday morning. Let's talk about
They don't put the
some
date.
news.
They never put the date
And
no more.
let's start things off with
I like the date, you know, because I see
Little
at least, you
Napoleon.
know, you get a little bit of where
who
shit
is right now in the Netherlands, speaking at The Hague. I believe he is in the Netherlands for a 2 or 3 day visit. And it seems to me like Macron just
At first I thought it was like, he's in the Neanderthals. It sounds like the Neanderthals, the Netherlands.
doesn't want to go back to France. That's what it looks like to me.
Tragedy.
I'm positive that these visits were planned well in advance, but I am 100%.
They had this video, they had a blowtorch, and they were setting fire, you know, like, I think it was like Louis Vuitton, or the Champs-Élysées. That shit was beautiful. I mean, I know, I mean, they got insurance, they got like whatever, it's all rehearsed. It's all well rehearsed. Oh no, there's 2 more? Let's see, what is this?
Your company has to do an emergency pay.
My company? My company? I got company? Look, the volume keep bouncing back up. And they still think after they stolen so many channels, so much content, I'm gonna buy some shit from them? It's like they are like, they are out of their effing mind. Let me see. Oh, I think this is when, yeah, no, this ain't it. He grabbed like Sunak like this. Like, bitch, I don't talk to the help. Like, I think it was rehearsed. I mean, they're so thirsty for you know, any smoke screen. I mean, he probably, I don't know, he's gonna one day he's gonna put some shit on his shoes or something, or he's gonna come out with a diaper leaking something, anything. He's not that retarded. He's not that deteriorated. Like you just heard it. I mean, he remember, like, you know, I won with 129,000 votes and blah blah blah. Blah, blah. When he won to, then he forget. Oh no, I gotta play this clown. He don't care, you know. Like, I mean, what humiliation. I mean, everybody, you know. I have a Mexican Twitter account. You always hear somebody retweeting. You always see somebody retweeting some Biden's bullshit. I mean, it's like, it's not even, I don't even retweet that shit. You know, he's just like trying to stay relevant by any means necessary. You know, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped his pants. You know, just walking there like, oh, my pants fell off. Oops. But people are getting more and more inoculated about that, because Trump got us inoculated. Come on, you're talking like, you know, I mean, he's like, his mouth was like a stomach. Who's shitting all this shit?
This is my first video up.
Single existential threat to the world. 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 Single existential threat to the world.
I have
It's
a
climate
new song.
change. We don't have a lot of time, and that's a fact. Single existential threat to the world. Single existential threat to the world is climate change. We don't have a lot of time.
Wait a minute. You just said before it was global warming. What happened to global warming? It ain't warming no more? That's climate change. Climate change.
And that's a fact. They're even recognizing it finally. Everyone's recognizing America.
This is my first video update.
Single existential threat to the world is climate change. We don't have a lot of time, and that's a fact. They're even recognizing it finally. Everyone's recognizing America.
This is my first video.
So that was it. Oh, let me see if he have put in any new content. I think I'm like catch up. I've been meaning to do this for a long time. I don't know, like, there's so many, like, he get him like, I think it's easier for me than to get him from Twitter. I mean, like, I'm going to get him from Twitter, and he just put him up there at the beginning of his video. What is it? I don't know who's Baerbock. These gays, you know, like Baerbock Mountain. I don't know.
There's nothing our nations can't achieve if we do it together. I really mean it. So thank you all. God bless you all. Let's go.
It said beer. No, bear. Bear. No, it's beer or bear. Oh no, it's BAERBOCK. BAER. It's not a bear. It says, like, I don't know how you pronounce. Oh yeah, you always skip the second letter, right? So it's Baerbock. Baerbock. Telling you that. You could you pronounce it like that, like Baerbock. I don't know.
There's nothing our nations can't achieve if we do it together. I really mean it. So thank you all. God bless you all. Let's go lick the world. Let's get it done.
Let's go, Brandon.
There's nothing our nations can't achieve if we do it together. I really mean
Our
it.
nations.
So thank you all. God bless you all. Let's go lick the world. Let's get it done.
You know, when a cracker say that, it just like it doesn't sound.
This is my first video.
It don't
There's
sound.
nothing our nations can't achieve if we do it together. I really mean it. So thank you all. God bless you all. Let's go lick the world. Let's get it done.
He was gonna say, "Let's go, Brandon." Oh, I didn't even hear that. I never heard that. It says just Baerbock lectures China. I don't know who that is. Oh yeah, he's talking about Nord Stream 2 too in this video. This is from one day ago. This is the latest video from Alex Crisoforo. Crisoforo. Oh my God, what a name, Crisoforo. I think it means like Jesus Christ worshiper. Ew, ew, ew. Oops. Let me see. I just, gosh, my ADD. Let me see. It was in the last part of the Nord Stream pipeline. You know, is that the same guy? No, it's another guy. Because I didn't go to the other part because it's like, oh my God, I don't wanna. I was like trying to do this yesterday and somehow it got erased, so it might just get erased again. I hope not. You know, because it's the second time I did this. Yeah, like Seymour Butts. Seymour Butts. No, Seymour Hershey. He had an article. I mean, I have it right here. You know, a little segment where he. Oh no, I switched the memory cards. Let me see if it's still here. I don't know, because some shit it get. No. No, it's not here. Yeah, I switched memory cards just to see in case. I think I'm the only one who keep having all these mishaps with these gadgets. Sometimes I swear to God, you know, like. So he wrote one of the articles saying where he, you know, he swear up and down, you know, based on his research, and he do provide documentation, and you know, like, you know, Biden speeches and stuff like that, where he said, you know, he's gonna blow it up. There's not gonna be no pipelines. And I mean, you just heard it. You just heard one of the videos. I forgot to stop it when, you know, I think it was talking about, you know, how I forgot was the exact expression. You know, they're gonna like a pile of rubble in the bottom of the ocean. You know, I think that's what Victoria Nuland said, right? Classic Neanderthal technique. You know, I mean, like, as she will say, right? I mean, I can't believe she said that. You know, I couldn't believe she said that was in February. You know, like, oh, that a classic Russian technique. The bitch is probably a prostitute, and she's just thinking about her techniques. I don't know. As if that bitch ain't Russian. I mean, like, for real. I mean, like, look at them all, the germs, you know, all. But no, they said they don't. You know, same thing as the Arabic Peninsula, right? Just division, divide and conquer. Anyway, so he swear that, you know, I was just a taste of what's to come if the germs don't get in line. You know, he straight up say it, that it was it say Biden do not like the retarded reactions from Germany, and that was it. They blew it up just like that. So, and that's even more shocking because, you know, you see like Lula, it's just like Lula went like this, bite me. I mean, it's nothing new. This is nothing new. They've been having, you know, they have the soja that they sell. Ew. I mean, that's poison. The soy, I think it's soy. What they sell to China. I mean, it's a shame, you know, that China is still feeding that garbage to the people. I can understand in a famine, you know, in a war, you want to eat whatever if you are under siege, you know, but. Otherwise, you know, I don't understand. I really don't understand, you know, why this. And I think I don't know if they're scared against going against the what they call it, the Codex Alimentary, whatever. Alimentary. It's like
Connected.
it's anything but that, you know. It's Frankenfood. Frankenfood. Uh-oh, we gotta change the music. So yeah, that's I mean, that's such a good opportunity, you know, to be taking them to international courts, because, you know, for years, this is how I see it go down, you know, that, you know, people, the peoples all over the world are going to start suing for reparations. Yeah, indemnifications, you know, for all the shit that we've been doing to them. I mean, like in Mexico, you know, Obama, you know, just single-handedly destroyed my country. You know, Operation Fast and Furious, you can look it up. The same thing they did with the Bocos, with ISIS, with, you name it, any like, you know, oh, and by the way, all for nothing, because I think the Shiites and the Sunnis, they reconciled, and, you know, damn, all those millions of people that we killed for nothing, because they are reunited and they feel so good. I mean, like, and you got to see that there's a lot of writing all over the world, a lot of writing, like, you know, everybody's taking actions. Some of them are very coy, very like, okay, you know, it's just, yeah, no, too much dollar, not too much dollar, no dollar, but little by little, I mean, like, even like, you know, they leaked this video, supposed live stream with AOC and Pelosi and Biden, and she go like, you know, they don't fear us no more. You gotta do something, you gotta do your job, you gotta do, because they don't fear us, they're gonna kill us. Look, I was like, and they say it's fake. They say it's fake. How the shit's gonna be fake? I mean, she didn't say that. She didn't say that she was outraged. I gotta see the other one because I only stick sun in my face. I gotta switch it up. Oh, I can pause it. Pause. And I was gonna sit this side, you know, but I don't know, something like, you know, that perfection, a petal from the flowers. So, I mean, like right there, you know, I mean, if the germs, there was to grow a backbone, right there, that could be the first strike to get all Europe, you know. It's kind of like the tale of the cat and the mice. You know, one of them got the idea to put like a rattle, you know, to put I don't know how you say that in English. And everybody, yes, we gotta put the damn rattle on the cat because that motherfucker is sneaking up on us all the time. And who's gonna do it? Who's gonna put the rattle on the cat? You know, like, you know. So who's gonna start the first set of lawsuits in the international courts? You know, and you know, you gotta do. I mean, it's like it's the court that we see, and then there's the court that we don't see. You know, you gotta put them on the spotlight, the judges. You gotta put them all, you know, like say, oh hell no, if you are unfair, whatever, we're gonna put you on blast. You know, and we're seeing some victories that we've never saw before. You know, in the Haya courts, so they have lost some already, but we all need to. We all need to. I mean, like, because there's still, you know, the high caliber guns, you know, the high tech guns are still being infiltrated in Mexico against, you know, us, the population. And come on, don't tell me that's not a psychopathic shit. You know, and we are neighbors. We are neighbors, you know. We've been going through hell, and people don't even give a damn, you know, because we got the worst neighbor ever. I mean, imagine, I mean, everybody who's crying about immigrants. Shit, imagine Mexico, you know, every effing day, you know, all these crackers crossing the border to go to the dentist, the doctor, for surgeries, a lot of plastic surgery because bitches cannot even afford it in the United States. Gas. They gotta cross the border to fill up their tanks. They, you know, I mean, and these are the people who are talking shit against us. We're stupid. I mean, I don't like that. I don't like that. I was always for the wall. I was like, shit, you know, yeah, I'm with Trump. We need to build two, like the wall of China, double height, you know, because when the proverbial fan get hit, oh my God, that's the zombies. They've been trending, right? They've been trending the zombies for like 3 years already. That's the zombies. Imagine like East Palestine on steroids. What they're gonna do? They're gonna come to us. Now it's gonna be our turn, you know, like Diana Ross used to say, it's my turn. It's my turn. Yeah, no, because I'm gonna be the first one organizing, like, no. Gotta shut the border, because we know the United States always send their worst, their pizza, their, you know, satanics, you know, all the scumbags. So we don't want him. Oh my God, he's so adorable. We got enough already. You know how many parasites we got over there? I mean, like millions, illegals, and I mean that wouldn't be like, you know, okay, you know, but the problem is that our children ain't safe. You see how they always accuse you of what they are? You know, Trump had the nerve, you know, to call us all kinds of names. You know, but guess what? Our hands are clear, clean, not soaked in blood like the crackers. We are the ones who can really walk with our head held up high. You know, it's I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about that because, you know, they continue to steal land, you know, like, you know, at least 10 times a year. All the senators and Congress, and they're all joking like, we're gonna get, you know, Baja. We're gonna get Baja California. We're gonna get the peninsula. Oh, we should buy more from Mexico, you know, buy. Like, so Mexico was for sale. You know, I mean, I'm here in Manhattan, and they actually have a stone over there, and in Inwood Hill Park, Inwood Park, whatever it's called. And they say, oh, this is where the purchase took place. You know, because to them everything is for sale. To them everything is for sale. That's why corruption is, that's their nature, you know, like, oh, you just go there and, you know, oops, we're not doing nothing wrong, we're just whining them, you know, we're dining them, whining them, and we are 69ing them, you know, like, and we make them fall in love with our money and our privilege. Oh my God, there's ants. I never seen ants over here. You know, I see the leaves moving, the tiny little leaves moving. Oh, they're so adorable. I was gonna say that the little leaves are moving as the ants. Anyway, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Oh, I'm getting a headache now. Oh. No, it's not a headache, it was like a stab. Uh-oh. Anyway, so that was it for today.